What the? Eloping versus annulment. Those are the two decisions that are on the table, it would seem, if we're really looking into what the future may hold for some of these couples. And it's not looking good. It's bleak. It's miserable. It's desperate. It's all of the bad things. But we did have one that at least seemed happy. But we will get to all that. First, make sure you comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and make sure you mark all notifications so you can get every notification for any video that gets put out, as we do multiple videos a week. Y'all are awesome, and I appreciate all the support. Thank you so much as we continue on through this. Look, I understand. I understand the show is reality train wreck, but it really is just a complete train wreck. There's just no other way to describe it. So let's get right into it.
Shut off to even answering that question, which is so dumb because I could have just gave you an answer.
Still talking about the problem with him saying that, are you bisexual, or asking, are you bisexual, and her not really giving an answer.
And you could have just moved on. You know what I mean? But
Oh,
I didn't.
It's that simple.
So I'm sorry for that.
Oh, okay.
The answer is no.
Okay. Interesting, she finally gives a straight answer, and the reality is that she's given all these signals. He walked into the room and she's got nothing but boobs all over, all painted. And don't get me wrong, I like boobs. What can I say? But if you were a guy and you walked in and just that was all that was painted, you might have some questions. And then when she kind of is evasive and elusive, then you might have some more questions. I mean, if she walked into, well, maybe not her, but most people, if they walked into a room of their significant other and all he had was full frontal males there, that's it, all of it, you might have some questions and you'd probably be right. There would be some concerns there. So kind of just going off the deep end was not the right move. And now she's saying outright no. But then again, she does say something in a moment that is a little concerning.
I'm not gonna leave you.
That's
I'm not
good.
always going to be perfect.
True.
But I love you.
Okay.
I would do anything to fight for you to be with me.
Except just answer a question up front and be honest, because she's not been honest the whole time, and she hasn't even been asking or answering the questions that he's asked. So those things she won't do, but everything else she'll do because she loves him, right?
I don't like girls or men. I just like you.
Okay, and do you catch that right there? That is the concerning part, because what she says there is, I don't like girls or men, I just like you. So she throws men in there to kind of backtrack, basically trying to say, I don't like anybody, it's just you. Backing away from her position of, I am not bi, which is what he's been asking the whole time. And that didn't raise any red flags for him right there. Now, the concerning part about this is it's one thing for her to be like, oh, yeah, I was at one point or whatever, but I want to be with you. And that's not, and just trying to reassure him, I guess. But she's not doing that, which makes you think that the reality is she has a part of her life she's still holding on to, and she still might leave him for a girl. And yes, that is something that he should be concerned about.
Okay, babe, I put an air tag on your keys so that we could find the keys if they get lost.
Still lying. 100% still lying. She can't even tell the truth to save her life. She says that to the producers, laughing like a hyena, because she thinks it's hilarious that the reality is she didn't say anything about, or she didn't care about the keys. This was so she could track him because he didn't want to share his location. Look, if you're so paranoid that you need to know where someone is at all times, you might have some trust issues. Sure. The problem is not that you have trust issues. A lot of people have trust issues. If you're not willing to work through them and you're starting a marriage off where you're just completely untrusting, it's going to lead to some problems.
I'm sure that she was looking at it every day.
Yes,
she was sometimes asking where I am.
There it is.
She knows where I am.
Yes, she knows 100% where you are. She asks to, one, see if you're going to lie, or two, verify what she already knows, or a little bit of both. She knew. So the fact that there hasn't been a big blowout fight of where he was at any given time, other than this one, but this is because the wedding's creeping up, says to me he was always where he said he was going to be. So he's constantly giving you things showing that you can trust him, but it only seems to lead to more mistrust with her. This is going to be an extremely toxic marriage. And the problem with that is that they actually could make a really good show, because them two are funny. Sarper's funny. Sarper should have his own show. You know what? Should kind of just go away.
He does tell me all the time he's so sure about me.
Okay.
But today I'm kind of realizing that doesn't necessarily mean he's so sure about getting married to me.
And I would say you have more of a point here, except for the fact that the reason he's unsure has more to do with you and the constant crap you put him through, like making him selling himself to your family without giving him any support, shocking him with a prenup you've never talked about, and then constantly having trust issues, constantly questioning, showing that, hey, you're not even married yet, and this is what you have. Wait till you get married, and it's harder to get out. So, yeah, he might have some doubts about being married to you, but yet still says, I really want to be with you because he loves you. Ever thought about that? No, because Shekinah only thinks about herself.
Is that what you want?
No,
Well,
I
it
want
took
to
you
be
a
with
long
you.
time to say no.
Good God, she's just always looking for something. It's like she's saying, do you want to go back to Turkey because we have to get married? He's thinking, not thinking, do I really want to be with you? And if you had two brain cells, you might think that. No, what he's thinking is there's so much going on. You're constantly throwing stuff in my face. I'm analyzing everything. And so he says no. I think he means no. I think he wants to be with her, but he's thinking about everything. And then what does she do? She jumps again saying, oh my gosh, it took you a long time to answer. Like she's the epitome of someone who is just going to be on his back all the time. He is not going to be able to sustain that. He's going to want to go back to Turkey regardless. It's just going to be a little more difficult if you're married.
I need to get back to
What the?
our family, and I really felt accepted through that. I'm honored.
That's because you're a stupid person. Oh my gosh. Look, I'm going to warn you, the level of stupidity we have seen with the thruple and Matt and Amini and Ani, who are so in love that they can't seem to get past a day of fighting and trust issues and figuring out how this damn thruple is going to work, but never once thinking about their kids. So yeah, I'm sure going to think that we have like probably the three dumbest people I've ever seen get together. But yet they don't know it yet because they just think they're the smartest people in the room. They think they figured out the love code. But yet they're running so far in the opposite direction that they can't figure out that they've been taken by a stripper who's going to break up their marriage, and it's already in shambles at this point, really.
Because the sooner we can have this divorce decree,
Oh.
the sooner we can start the K1 visa.
Oh my gosh, and we're so excited about this, except again, you demonstrate you know what? I give her too much credit. 2 brain cells. I think she's lucky if she has half a brain cell in that head of hers, because she doesn't care about anything but we want to get this for the K1 visa, because she's trying to live out a fantasy basically, and we kind of see that a little bit later on.
We want to marry. She has to choose.
Oh, she has to
And
choose.
she has to choose before we leave tomorrow, so that we know
Oh,
which
yeah.
of our names is going to be on the K1 visa.
Oh, okay. It couldn't possibly go wrong, could it?
I never got the wedding that I wanted. Like,
We were
eloped-
poor.
We were poor.
She's trashing their wedding now. Now, you can always want a better wedding or whatever, but if I was Matt, like, he's just either completely oblivious, just really, really stupid, or something else. I don't know, because she's trashing the wedding and basically saying, I want my perfect wedding with this girl, and I want to be the one married to her, not you. She doesn't even want a throuple. She just wants to be with this girl, but yet she's aware that he's the father of her children, and yet he's been ride or die all this time, so it's like she's throwing him a pity bone by saying, you know, you can be a part of it as a throuple, sure, but it doesn't exactly go Amini's way.
This is my second chance at having a wedding,
Oh,
being in
okay.
a white dress.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be a bride. I'm still that.
She sounds like she's 5. This is my second chance. She's not even talking about him. This is her second chance. But everything has been about, it's about us. We have to come together for this throuple. But yet, talk about the wedding, and it's all about her. It's my second chance. It's my happy day. All of that kind of stuff. Yeah, and yet, completely oblivious Matt over here just acts like he doesn't have a clue. This is the sad part, because he acts like, you know, as much as he talks about, oh, we're so much in love. No, you're doing what your wife wants. And I hate to break it to you, happy wife, happy life is not always the Bible of relationships. It doesn't work. You work together, you complement each other, you make decisions, you make things work, but just completely saying, hey, we're going to make her happy, guess what that's going to lead to? Your family is already in shambles, and it's about to get worse. Again, I cannot reiterate this enough. The ones who are suffering here the most are the kids that they're not even thinking about.
I know I'm not supposed to be selfish.
Oh,
But
okay.
I decide to be selfish in this moment.
Then you decide you don't give a damn about your husband or your kids because you're being selfish in this moment. You're selfish the whole time. Like, I love how she downplays, like, I'm going to be selfish in this moment. No, you have been selfish literally this whole show. You don't care about anyone but yourself, and that's all you're doing here. She says, it'll be okay if you don't choose me. And then, I'll be happy with whatever decision because we just want to be together as a throuple. Which way do you think this is going to go if you haven't watched the episode?
I want to marry it with
Who is it? Who's it going to be?
you.
Who?
With me?
Ah! he's like, in his mind right now, the thought that goes through his head is, oh, good God, the volcano of anger and depressiveness and victim mentality that is coming is something I've never seen. That's what he's thinking right now. He's like, yay? That's it, because he knows that every word that his wife said, every word that Amini said was a lie about being okay with whatever she decided. And congratulations, you deserve everything you get, Amini. Oh, that is the face of a how dare you. You might want to sleep with one eye open, mother. Expletive deleted. Like, look at her. She's like, she can't believe it. That's the ego and the cockiness. She thought she had it. She thought she had it so much that she can sit there and say, whatever you decide is fine with me, because she knew it was going to be her anyway. She didn't care. So she'll try to make Matt feel better. She'll try to make a Minnie or any feel better, whatever, by saying, I'm good no matter what. Lies. Lies, I say.
I think we need one man protect the family.
She went the traditional route. The throuple, who is supposed to be the most untraditional of couples, which is a ridiculous concept on its face, went the traditional route of, I think that he needs to be the protector of the family. Now, wait till you see what she says later about other more reasons, and she kind of gets into it. But it's hilarious that she clearly wants more of a traditional family, but yet has this weird fetish thing, or she just is playing a part because this couple was willing to accept her, and so she's like, I'll weasel my way in there, but it's not really what she wants. Now, side note, that guy can't protect Jack. He couldn't protect his own family by saying to his wife, no, we're not doing this because what it's going to do is it's going to break up our family. It's not going to happen. No, instead, he let her convince him that, oh, this is a great thing. And guess what? You get to sleep with another woman. And because he's stupid, he went along with it.
I've worked twice as hard than Matt in this
Oh,
relationship.
okay. Here she goes. And the cry. Look at that. Look at that cry. Look at that fake cry. Well, hers might be real. Just the tears, the Botox or whatever, just, not coming down. She's worked twice as hard in this relationship. You know why you have that claim? Because you had to convince him first because he wasn't on board. Instead of saying, oh my gosh, we're in this together and we're all one, like she sold. Now it's, I've worked twice as hard. How dare you?
You're going to call everyone like this?
Okay, bye.
Uh-huh. This guy is so unappreciative. This is the problem I have with Greg. He has a job now. Great for him. I hope he maintains it. But now he's criticizing his mom because his mom's being an older lady and wanting to just talk to people when she calls them. And instead he's like, how dare you have all these people to call? Okay, fix your mistake and make the calls. He's not making a single call sitting on the couch there.
Can't believe this is happening.
My youngest is getting married today.
And now we have at least a little more insight as to why he's such a mama's boy. He's the youngest, so there's more that just aren't a part of the show. And he's still in the house and still kind of the baby boy. So now we know why he's very, very babied. Still, it doesn't change the fact that mom needs to push him out and say, it's time for you to go on your own. Or at least make these suggestions, especially considering now he's going to be married.
I don't know how this is going to play out, but...
Really?
Clayton's not here. She changes her mind and she's not walking down the aisle.
So I can tell you how it's going to play out. You're not going to get married. She has to go back to Paris and she can't have her K1 visa, or whatever. You have to wait another year, whatever it is. That's how it plays out. It's pretty simple. And she's being pretty adamant about, I'm not going to marry you. But let's see if that holds because, there's definitely always been a little bit of suspicion of Mina. They've both had their issues on both sides. I will say that. But I have a problem with Mina and how she left Clayton behind instead of waiting, making sure his stuff was squared away, and then leaving with him.
Clayton never believe me. I promise. I promise he's coming.
Why would you do that? You know what she did? She left him there, and to try to make herself feel better, she convinced herself that there wouldn't be any problem. Didn't even think of the fact that there could be a problem with a passport because whatever reason, I mean, if you didn't have it when you left, I don't know why you wouldn't think there could be a problem, but you convinced yourself and then you told him, you'll be here, there won't be a problem, so you could feel better about leaving and say he's going to be with me in a few short weeks. Instead of just thinking the reality of you don't know and you're leaving your son behind. He's the story of my life. He's the fight of my life. Not so much of a story or fight that you actually thought I'm going to fight for him to come before I come. Before. Not after, not down the road, not when there's a million issues, but before you come. So, big fight you put up, I guess.
Est-ce que mon fils, un jour, il va m'en vouloir à cause
Yes.
de ton... Il va me croire, il va me prendre...
Probably, or at the very least, she's saying, I wonder if one day he's going to think I didn't fight enough, I'm selfish. Probably, or he's at least going to have questions. He's going to have questions about why you left for a period of time and left him behind. Now, maybe he doesn't have this big grudge. Maybe he doesn't hate you for it. I don't know. I don't think he'll hate you for it. But he's definitely going to have questions. And yes, you may have some issues with him in the future with him trusting you.
So I say, we walk in the thing, say I do really quick, and then go have food.
Okay.
And then throw everybody out.
Okay, so after all that, Aaliyah making you wait for 2 hours almost, knowing full well what time it was, even though Aaliyah keeps making it seem like, I don't know what time it is, but knowing full well what it was, and yet now still like, okay, we'll do it, but we're just going to say our I do's really quick. See how quickly Aaliyah goes into victim mentality. Now the thing is here, neither one of them are innocent. Both of them have had problems at points. He should not be going through with this. Aaliyah should not be going through with this, but yet here we are, the stupidity of all stupidities, going through with a wedding that should not be happening because there's no reason for y'all to be together and y'all just going to probably get annulled anyway. But we have to see that play out.
What time is it, actually, so I can know?
There it is. What time is it? Aaliyah trying to ask what time it is. You know, don't act like you don't know what time it is. Aaliyah's been asking the whole time, what time is it? How much time do I have? They are fully aware that they are this late and on purpose because you didn't get ready ahead of time. And now we get to see the epic victim mentality just playing out for no reason other than that you're ruining my day, even though I kind of ruined it.
Beautiful. And then I felt like our dad came to yell at us and punish us and let us know, like, you're in trouble now.
Yes, this one is insufferable. Oh, good Lord, insufferable. Just in everyone's ear like the devil on your shoulder, like he came and scolded us. I have no love for Sean. Sean doesn't have a clue what he wants. This whole thing is dumb. But yet she talking about he came scolding. Yeah, y'all were 2 hours late. He was pissed. All his family members there sweating in the heat for 2 hours because you had to put on your skimpy, what you think a woman wants to look like because you're playing woman here. So you put on the thong and all these things. Hey, pretty wedding dress. No, you look like a Playboy wannabe hooker. That's what you look like. But yet, let's go to the wedding because everything is dumb. Case in point, this is... Good Lord, what the holy hell are you wearing here? My God, this is the most ridiculous, played out storyline I think I've ever seen. And it's as ridiculous as can be, as with all the surgeries and wanting to be a woman and Sean pretending he's whatever, wanting to be in this relationship. This is just dumb. This is like this is like the throuple. We had to get some really cringeworthy, crazy relationships to make this season. And that's what we're trying to do here.
To be the love of your life.
I do.
And that's that. It's like punishment for being so late. It's like we're just going to say I do and get the hell out of here. Basically, he said, whatever legal things we have to do, let's do it and be done with it. He's pissed. I mean, rightfully so. But again, I don't feel bad for him either because the fool is just doing crazy stuff every step of the way, acting like he doesn't even want to be in this. Neither one of them want to. Aaliyah's just trying to get her surgeries and move on somewhere else. He's just trying to, I don't really know what he's trying to do, but yet he needs to break it off. And yet here we are.
And it's very surprised for me, and I think a little bit disappointed.
Oh, so shocked and a little bit disappointed, which you caused. You caused all this, but yet you're going to say you're disappointed? Like, take some accountability. Welcome to the Victim Olympics 2.0 gold winner, Aaliyah.
I'm trying to find the best part of it.
Ah, yes.
I think I did my best.
Did you now? How about not causing it in the first place? Going on to say that Aaliyah is trying to find the best way to be happy and is usually pretty good at this, and Aaliyah's done the best part that could be done. But yet, now Sean is the one not acting happy, so what now? Like, victim, victim, victim. The victiming here is cringeworthy.
She can't give me what I need because she's dealing with her own issues.
Oh, these are the thoughts you should have after saying I do? Why are y'all here? Did you just want to have a ceremony for fun, or you just want to be a part of the TV stuff going on so you agreed to do it, when in reality you know this should have never gotten to this point? Probably the latter. Although he seems like he has money, so I don't know if he's doing it for the check, just the publicity maybe? I don't know.
The way that I envisioned my wedding is a gorgeous,
She had a vision.
big bed under beautiful chandeliers, which...
And you couldn't see that the bed wasn't actually under the chandeliers. By the way, she keeps referencing the pictures she saw. I don't know how to tell you this, Shekinah. When you look at pictures on a website for like a hotel, they're gonna look like they're pristine. And guess what? It's like seeing a hamburger for a fast food joint. You're like, my God, that looks good. When you get it, it looks like some dude in the back who's never made a hamburger before just threw pieces together and handed it to you. That's what you get. That's kind of what hotels look like. But Shekinah's shocked because the red carpet wasn't rolled out for her for this stupid thing that she's trying to do called the bedding instead of a wedding, where they get married in a bed because genius, I guess.
First I looked at it, but I couldn't because it was never empty.
Oh, you couldn't look at the bedroom because it wasn't empty. Okay, then it's on you to reserve another place so you can check it. Instead, she took the pictures at face value, reserved the place, and here you are, and it's not up to your standard. You have no one to blame but yourself, but yet here we go crying, victim, victim, victim. I mean, my God, does everyone play the victim on the show? Yes, the answer is yes. I'll save you some time.
Cold-blooded assassin sometimes, because I mean she can be so ruthless, heartless,
yes,
emotionless.
Yes.
I told her that I'm scared to get married.
And guess what? She was cold about that. But he goes on to say that now the room isn't the way she wanted, and she's crying about it. I mean, wouldn't that make you feel some kind of way, as she doesn't show any emotion to you, she's cold, but completely materialistic things that are irrelevant, really, in the long run, and she's crying about it. That says everything you need to know about your marriage, that she cares about the materialistic things, but when it comes to you, she ain't going to give a damn about you, and she's shown that time and time again. I don't know why he's continuing with the charade.
I know it's not coming, and my mind is saying, maybe you have one more possibility.
So she hasn't told Clayton yet about not coming because in her mind, he might still come. They're about to get married, like today. In this scene, this is like the wedding day, and yet she still hasn't told him that he's not coming. I mean, he's a kid. He probably thinks he can fly there and be there in, 30 minutes or something. He doesn't understand. But you, as a mother, are just being completely selfish to your kid, thinking, I don't want to hurt his feelings. How do you think he's going to feel when you tell him, oh, by the way, the wedding's in an hour and you're not coming? So they're both, Mark and her sister, are both having to say, hey, you need to tell him. This is a no-brainer.
Arrête de pleurer, tu me fais mal au cœur.
Is he breaking your heart? Did he break your heart when he didn't want you to leave, or when you lied about the real situation? Did he break your heart then? No, he's breaking your heart now because you wait till the last minute to tell him he can't come, and you've been lying to him this whole time. Come on, can we at least act like our kids matter in this show? These people do not put their children first, most of them. They think of themselves. This is like the most self-centered cast I think I've ever seen.
This is your last chance.
Last chance to basically decide not to get married. His friends obviously have been pushing him in the opposite direction, and rightfully so. Even though he's been a little pushy, he doesn't have to be so all up in everything, but he's been trying to push him in the right direction. And yet, Maddie's not really having it.
I'm really happy, Saeed, and I really mean that.
Are you? Yeah. That looks like a guy that is not certain after saying, I really mean that I'm really happy. So, listen, Stevie's been lying. Stevie has not been honest with you. She's going to continue this. And again, as I've said over and over, you are going to have the situation where once you get married, it's so much worse because then you have to deal with, okay, getting a divorce or an annulment if you can prove that. And it's just something you don't have to deal with if you leave now.
As I got here, I've been worried about him like every single moment. What if he says something? What if he does something?
So now he's going to go up and say he wants to talk to Stevie. You're worried he's going to do something or say something. Two things. if that really concerns you, you didn't have to say anything to him about the concerns. You could have, you could have left it out. Now, I think you said something because you actually wanted someone to tell you don't do it, but you're still deciding to go forward with it. The other thing, if you really believe what you just said, that you're happy, you should have told your friend, I don't want you to talk to her. I am happy. I don't need you to talk to her. That's when you step in and say, I don't need you to do that. I don't need a protector. I don't need any of that. I don't want you to go up there. And if they're persistent, you say, get out of my wedding. Playing a little devil's advocate here, because I don't think you should be with Stevie, but if you really believe what you said, you should be telling your friend, I don't want you or need you to go talk to her.
Seeing her coming down the aisle, walking towards me with
That's
my dad,
nice.
my heart is...
Okay, that's nice, I will say. So, we haven't really seen his dad much, but his dad is walking her down the aisle. She doesn't have family there, so he's doing it. It looks like a happy moment. I really don't have a whole lot of negative to say. I got my criticisms of Greg, but overall, I don't have a bunch negative to say on this episode itself. And I think that actually, overall, things went well.
This is the best day of my life, and I love the title I'm getting today. Your wife.
Now, see, again, nice moment. I think that overall, Greg has to grow up. Greg needs to get past the man-child thing, which, if he keeps the job, he's on his way. Of course, he's got a bunch of stuff he needs to get right too, but he's on his way. I think genuinely, out of all the couples, they're the most likely that actually seem like they care about each other. Through all the issues they're going to have, they actually seem like they care. So that's why I say this stuff, it doesn't look as fake as some of the others. So I think they actually love each other.
I joined my life to yours as my husband.
All right, you gotta love the little slip up there. He's joining as his husband. So Greg might have some things he needs to tell some people. Nah, obviously slip of the tongue, but still funny.
This was like a dream come true. So
Yeah.
I'm really happy.
And that's why I say they actually look happy. They really do. So now, would it be shocking if everything falls apart tomorrow? No, not really, because I've grown to expect that with these reality shows. But right now, it looks genuine. And also, they did very little publicity with Greg and Joan. There wasn't as many on the promos, little bits here and there. So it also makes me think they might actually be one of the successful ones. Because what they want to highlight is the drama, which is why they highlighted the man-child stuff with him, because the relationship itself wasn't really going through a whole lot of turmoil.
This is for my chest so I don't get wrinkles.
What?
Should we go over?
You know what? She's doing all this they have all this facial stuff, that they're trying to do nighttime stuff after they called the staff up to move the bed under the chandelier to make it work for the bedding. And she says, this is for wrinkles. You know what? None of that matters, because what's going to happen as soon as you start to get wrinkles on your neck or your face or anything, you're going to put more Botox in your face and you're going to get a facelift or something like that. Not to mention, she's notorious for all the surgeries she has. So all she's going to ever do is get plastic surgery. All this stuff is irrelevant because she's just going to get snipped and cut and nipped and tucked or whatever you call it.
What's that?
For my double chin.
For your look at his face. He's like, I don't know what I'm looking at. He looks like the cat clock that just goes back and forth. Like, this is for your double chin. Everything you're doing right now is irrelevant because you will get cut with a scalpel by a surgeon the moment anything seems out of place. All of that doesn't matter, but that's for your double chin. And he's like, I'm laying here with this crazy stuff on my eyes because I'm trying to make you happy. I don't know how much more I could take of this.
It's very hard for me to take such a big shock and such a big punch in the heart. No, a stab in the heart, correction.
Okay, you don't even care that your husband's sitting right next to you. You don't even care. It's like he's not there, because the reality is you wanted to get married and then you could disregard him if you wanted to, because then you'd be married and because you make most of the money. His biggest mistake was you convincing him that y'all were a team. You convincing him that when you made all the money, y'all were going to be, it was all going to be happy times. No, you wanted what you wanted. You would kick him to the curb in a second. And now that you're not getting your way, possibly, she's going to blow it up. Watch. Now, it should have been blown up before, but now that she's not the one that's at the forefront of it, she is going to personally blow it up. Guarantee it. There's no way this continues to last. If this one changes and they continue on and actually get married and do all that, I will actually be shocked. I will have my gasped face on.
I'm not perfect.
No, you're not.
But she's seen me change so much for her.
Oh, okay.
And making sacrifices for her.
Everything is about her. Again, we have the Victim Olympics silver, bronze, and gold. I think Aaliyah is probably the gold for making, the wedding wait for 2 hours. She'd probably be the silver here, but has a race for the gold also. And Shekinah is probably the bronze. But reality, I think we could probably just say they all tied for gold because damn, victim, victim, victim. Nothing is about her and her husband here anymore. It's all about her.
When you study so hard for a final.
Oh, okay.
And you think you aced that exam, and then you get like a B, and you're like, what
oh. So she's basically saying, I worked so hard to be the one that you love, and now you didn't choose me, and I feel like it's a gut punch. This has nothing to do with love. This has everything to do with competition and not giving a damn about your husband and your family. You don't care. It's all about you, and you are the most selfish person on the show, most likely. Especially, I don't know if she realizes this, but when she makes the comparison to studying for a test and then you don't get the grade you wanted, it makes you sound even less relatable and even less caring, even less loving, even less like you're the one that actually wants to be in a relationship. So no self-awareness either.
Do want to have the control.
Ah, yes.
It's more equal.
So she asks for an explanation. She's got to have it. And she basically says, you're too controlling. He's more equal. Basically, he's a pushover. I don't want to deal with your controlling this. What does she think is going to happen? They're going to have to kick her to the curb. You think she's not going to be controlling to both of y'all? Like, none of this makes sense. Y'all are all stupid.
Piensa, raciocinia más las
Oh, he's more
cosas.
rational.
Y ella, explosion.
She's more explosive, and he's rational. See, that's where you're dumb. He is not rational. If he was rational, he would have thought of his first, or gone with his first gut feeling saying, this is not a good thing, the throuple, when he said, I don't want to do this. And then he let Amini convince him, which is why he's not rational at all. In fact, he's too much of an idiot and too easily manipulated. So no one wins in this relationship. All y'all are going to be run by a little tyrant, and her name is Amini.
What do you think, honey? You're in a relationship with me for so long.
Do you feel like I'm controlling?
Don't do it. It's a trap. For the love of God, Matt, it's another trap. You just get out. You need to be, this is the epitome of the point. You need to be honest. You've lied too much. You've backed away too much. You've crawled in your turtle shell, you frickin' coward. Time for you to say, yes, you're a controlling little tyrant, and we need to adjust some things because first, Amini, get the hell out. Annie, get the hell out. Just leave. Me and you, Amini, need to fix some things and get back to our kids. This is the time where he takes control. But what does he do?
No, love.
Oh, that's the face of a really convinced person saying, no, that's no. Like, my God, that is a broken, battered man. That is a poor, battered man.
This
part is really hard. Oh, my God. No sympathy. None. Biggest faker on the show. Biggest self-centered person on the show. Definitely got some things she needs to work through, and now she's turning to the cry for manipulation. No sympathy from me. It heats up and it gets crazier because now we've started having weddings and they are getting insane. At least we had one that seemed nice with Greg and Joan, and you know what? I'm not mad at him. I just hope that Greg follows through and is actually acting mature, keeps his job, starts to save some money, does the things he needs to do. Otherwise, it will never last. The rest of them, though, it is the most beautiful train wreck we will ever see. And just get back, eat your popcorn, watch as it unfolds because, more to come, for sure. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, share with your friends. Make sure you hit that all bell for the notifications as well. I appreciate all y'all's support, and I will see y'all next time.